Adley, when did you first know that the Orioles were going to pick you?
It was probably about a couple minutes beforehand.
Oh,
It was,
really?
Oh, it was right beforehand, yeah.
And
So,
what did they say? Did they just call you and the GM?
yeah, just congratulations. So, yeah, it
And
was
your thoughts
special.
at that time?
I mean, shoot, man, it was a rush of emotions, and you know, exactly what I expected. It was unbelievable.
As a kid playing back in Tater Field, if you can go back and flash forward, tell yourself, hey, #1 pick in 2019. What? I mean, you're smiling ear to ear, man. What would you even think at that time?
How'd you get the Tater Field reference? That's,
Grandpa.
okay, all right, yeah. So that's like backyard baseball right there, man. But it's I wouldn't even believe it, man. It's unbelievable. Just to look back on how I was as a kid and seeing what my expectations were and how far I've come from there. It's special, and it's a dream come true. It truly is.
Yeah, Grandpa's certainly very proud of you. We talked to him late last week. I think it was a Thursday night. He gave a piece of advice he was going to tell you. First thing you do is you bury the first $1 million in the backyard somewhere. Is that an option?
I don't know, man. That's a grandpa thing to say.
He's got a
for
lot of
sure.
room there.
Yeah. He asked me. First thing he asked me afterward was, "When are we going crabbing?" So that was what was on his mind.
Were the Orioles ever on your radar at all this year at all? And do you really like it also that the uniforms, I'm sure you're pretty happy about?
It is a nice coincidence. I met with all the teams over the course of the year, and knew the Orioles were going to be first overall. And as the year progressed and went along, it looked like it was a possibility more and more. So just worked out that way, and it was cool.
We saw you tell Case on TV that you tried not to think about it along the way, but was there a particular moment ever last year or a different time where just in your mind you thought, hey, I have a realistic shot here to be the #1 overall pick?
Yeah, it was always running through my mind, but it was never one of those things that manifested itself into how I played or anything like that. And that was the biggest thing that I tried to do, is just kind of keep it where it needed to be. And that was just kind of a side thought when I had some extra time to think.
Like, how long has professional baseball been a dream of yours? And then at one point, did you kind of finally start believing that it was possible?
It was one of those things, probably third grade, watching baseball growing up, that I was like, I want to play professional baseball. And, moving throughout my life, you get a little older and you see how many people try to play professional baseball, and you see the numbers, and it's rare. But then, as I got to Oregon State, and it was one of those dreams that kind of, got reborn for me.
Okay, you're going to have to talk about yourself now a little bit. For someone who doesn't know your game, never seen a baseball game in their life, what are the Orioles getting in a player like you?
Okay, I'll tell you what I'd like to think that they're getting. For me, I always pride myself on how I carry myself every day, and the things that I can control. My grandpa likes to say, control the controllables, and I think that's exactly what you need to do as a baseball player. There's so many things that are out of your control, and for me, I play hard every day, and I'm going to give my best effort. And maybe I'm not doing it offensively one day, but that doesn't mean I still can't help the team win defensively. So that's how I view it, and that's kind of my perspective.
Have you been inundated with unsolicited advice about money and about just the scale of all of this?
I mean, not quite yet. I feel like that's going to come, though.
Have the Orioles given you any indication where you will start, at what level, and then how quickly do you think you can get to the big leagues?
I have no idea. We haven't talked about any of that, and I'm just trying to enjoy the moment right now.
Adley, speaking of the moment, for you, what was it like in your final at-bat at Goss, what that meant? I mean, I know you're still trying to win that game, and yet, it looked like you tipped the hat. You kind of understood the fans were showering you with love in that moment.
Yeah, it was a really special moment. Got to step out of the box for a little bit, and I feel like it was, one of those moments that, I tried to soak up as much as possible. And after that, you don't know if it's going to be your last AB, and obviously we're still trying to win the game. But just to see the fans' reaction, it just kind of was one of those kind of authentic, in the moment things.
Adley, one other question from the Corrales Regional. I mean, that intentional walk with the bases loaded, I mean, can you believe that actually happened in that moment? I mean, that was such a crazy little sequence.
It is pretty surreal. It is.
Maybe chance here quickly to be reunited with Caden. Pretty neat.
Yeah. Yep. I'm excited for that opportunity. He's a great guy, and just to have that opportunity is going to be very special.
Obviously, you've seen so many great Beavers come through here in the bigs, have been there, picked so high. What does it mean to you, though, to be part of that lineage here that's forever going to be remembered here?
Case always had a saying that when he was here, he wanted your name to be remembered, and he always said, make sure when you hang up that jersey for the last time, people remember who you are. And so that was kind of one of the things that stuck with me. And part of the reason I played so hard is just kind of the attitude that he brought to the field every day, and how he wanted greatness and for everyone to strive for greatness. And so that was one of the things I strive for too, is to be the best I can be.
Adley, obviously getting drafted in and of itself is exciting, but to be the first player in program history to do that, does that make it even more exciting? Is that just another element for you?
It is. It is. I think it's a true honor to be selected #1 overall, and to have that honor is it's one of those things you dream about. So, and it does make it a little extra special.
After all of this, what's next? I mean, what have the Orioles told you to do? What's next in the next few days?
I have no idea. No idea. I'm still enjoying the moment, and still got some school left to do. So that's gonna be rough, but we're gonna try and get through it.
When is it school for you?
Huh? I want to say finals are next week. So.
Where do you feel like you've grown the most, improved the most as a player in your time here?
I'd like to say the mental part. Our coaches do a great job physically improving your swing, physically improving, the catching aspects. But we talk a lot about the game within the game, attitude, stuff like that, things that you can control and you can really get better at on a big scale. And so I think that was the biggest learning point for me moving from high school to college.
When the Orioles called and told you, did your group, your family, and those in that room all know as well?
No. It was one of those things. It was right before it got announced. So, and I was getting calls, left and right beforehand. So I got a couple of calls where I was like, it's not the Orioles, and they're like, because everyone, got all quiet. But yeah.
Yeah, because they all reacted right. I was thinking they all did a really good job of faking it, but they didn't. It was real.
Yeah, it was real. It was real.
What was it like for you, Adley, to have Drew Bodenheimer right there front and center with you and the family, what he's meant to you and the program?
Well, he's an inspiration to everyone on our team. And I remember going to the Miracle League down in Arizona, and that was a big turning point for our team. And just a huge perspective change for everyone. Because, we're very fortunate here at Oregon State, and to be able to be in the position we're in, to play in front of 3,000 fans who are cheering for us every single day, and to be able to play the game we love. And I think sometimes that's lost in everyday life. So to be able to keep that perspective and have an inspiration like Drew, and to have him be there in that moment, it's special. And he's going to be a friend for life. So I'm really fortunate to have him.
Adley, you mentioned you still have some class this year. What's left for you, and will you get your degree?
Yeah, I plan on getting my degree. I'm about 30 credits away, so we're going to try and get them in when we can. But, still other stuff to work out right now.